On this week's breaking news, the Jurassic World sets are out and we've got a Jeep ready to go. May the 4th be with you. Livestream is on its way, and Harry Potter fans are going to get a brand new set. All that and much more on this week's breaking news. Now, we're all limited by horizontal surfaces. Lego takes up a lot of that. So how are you going to solve that issue? Do you leave it there or deconstruct it and find other places? Or could you mount it to the wall? I personally had the Technic supercar, the Bugatti Chiron, taking up a lot of space. So I found 11mark.com, where you can have a fully mounted vertical Bugatti with a lovely background of the Bugatti racing stripe with the logo and Lego logo. There are two different frames, one that's lit and one that is not. And that's not the only Lego set that you can have mounted. There are many options. So I recommend you head over to 11mark.com and use the code BACK2BRICK, which gives you a 10% discount on all of their frames as well as these sets that they also produce. So instead of taking up so much horizontal space, take that Lego set and go vertical. Again, that's 11mark.com and use the code BACK2BRICK to save 10% on your order.
Lego.
Breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Brick. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow AFOs about their Lego designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things Lego has been up to for the past week. Thank you all for tuning into this week's podcast. I appreciate your support as, I continue to talk about Lego. It's been going on for, 6 years now, and that's a crazy long amount of time. And a lot of you have been there since the beginning. And especially a thank you to the patrons over at Patreon who are supporters of the brand as well. And, really me, as they get the podcast early without ads. And then, of course, there's some other fun things that get thrown in there. So you can find that in a link in the description if you would like to join. And
Happy anniversary, Back to Brick!
oh my gosh, it is my anniversary. Yesterday was my anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
Thanks, hon. That's crazy. That's 6 years. That was my anniversary yesterday for the Back to Brick podcast. Reflecting on that, it's a lot. I mean, I'm almost 50 plus episodes per year, so we're well on our way to. Well, I don't know, lots more episodes to come. But it's exciting to talk about all the Lego. I get to learn, I get to interact with you guys. People get to see me at conventions and stuff. And surprisingly, people know me because all they really hear is my voice and sometimes my face if I'm on YouTube. But really, this has been a blast, and I hope to keep going for as long as I possibly can. But, now from the mushy stuff, we will be talking about the Lego news, and then we'll be doing our set reviews at the end of the episode. Our first set is going to be a Lego set. It's set 40878, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, brickheads. And then our rebrickable set, one of the fun builds of this week, is a Corgi Dog 21376 Orange Cat alternative build by Aranomobilis 98, Aranobilis 98. Link will be in the description. But that's pretty much it. Let's move into this week's breaking news stories. First things first, we've got new Jurassic World sets on the way. There's some fun ones, and there's some they're what they are. First one is a baby dinosaur, a pterodon, and it's just a baby pterodon, but it's pretty cute. It's 373 pieces at $30. These are all going to come out on August 1st, and it's pretty small. It's a 7+ set. Honestly, I don't know how. I think it's just a little bit of the building techniques for it, but sure, they keep doing creatures. This one's not the greatest. We got a young T-Rex transport truck, 115 pieces at $30. And this is the 4+ set, and it has a baby T-Rex and just kind of a little car hauling a meat stick behind them to pull it, and then a truck, I'm guessing, for capture and transport. We have Velociraptors, Stegosaurus, and Pterodon Rescue for 171 pieces at $50. Same thing, they're all little babies, and it's a 4+ set for that. The Spinosaurus Dinosaur Escape at 820 pieces, $75, and available August 1st. And it has 2 minifigures and the Spinosaurus, and I've got to say it's not great. The face doesn't look like it really matches the Spinosaurus. They just put some stickers to make the eyes, and the jawline is really weird. because they couldn't really fit teeth. I don't know. Not great. And that's from the third movie, actually, and even has a little baby egg with a dinosaur popping out. And then we have the Mosasaurus dinosaur boat attack at 703 pieces at $100, and it has a really nice mosasaur that is a form instead of brick built, because they had the brick built one, which was nice, but this one is pretty cool. And it has a little drone that drops down. I think this is when they were trying to get in. Which one was it? Fallen Kingdom. I think that was the second one of the Jurassic World series, to get the a tiny tooth to make the new dinosaur. The best one is the Jurassic Park Jeep Wrangler. It's a 1,924 pieces at $100. This one will be available on May 7th, actually, and it comes with different stickers. It comes with Nidri and, of course, the sign on Isla Nublar that you can spin it around. It's really cool, especially at the size and scale. It is what you remember from the movie. I love it. And what the cool feature is, there's a fifth tire on the back where you turn it and it actually will steer the wheels. Your steering wheel actually doesn't work for that. Really cool. And then another giant fossil. We've got the dinosaur fossils of the Triceratops at 1,154 pieces, $110, and this will be available on June 1st. And I think they've compartmented it down in size because, well, the T-Rex was extremely large. And I think they've added more detail with just the fewer pieces to give that better structure and design of what we would see in the museum. All in all, a lot coming out for Jurassic World. And hopefully I'll see some of these at Universal Parks so I can get them at a nice discount. Lego's adding on to the restaurants around the world. We had sushi, and now we've got our newest one. This is Mexico, and it's looks like a taco stand. So it's got a large taco shape on the top as their signage. It's got a terracotta roof, and then two seats underneath it, where they have some vines and even some really cool, colorful like draperies on the side. And it's going to be a 12 plus set at 326 pieces and available from the 10th to the 17th of April. And you'll have to spend $180 to get it. But, well, the cost of Lego, that's not that bad. And if you want to collect it, this is the time. A new Speed Champion set. This is Ken Block's Ford Mustang Honeycomb, and it's going to be available on June 1st. I have no idea who this is. Ken Blocks is a 65. I honestly, it would be really cool if they did Keanu Reeves and his car that was, part of that really violent series, which Lego doesn't like to do, but I think they definitely should do. And unfortunately, they've now increased the price again. This is $30 for this set. That's crazy to do more for this. It's 345 pieces, so it does equal a lower piece count for it. It is that minifigure scale with a 6 wide on it. Ken Block has YouTube videos of him building it. It's cool, I guess. I don't really know the history behind it, but the Mustang is a really cool car, and definitely with some of the looks like it's got a, what do you call it? It's the drifting bar inside, so that's pretty cool. Lego has finally revealed the One Piece Season 2 sets, and we've got quite a few of them. I haven't finished the series. I think I have just the first episode in, so I've got a little ways to go. But this is from the live adaptation of it. We've got Dr. Hiroluke's Hideout, 271 pieces at $30. It comes with Tom Tom Chopper, Dr. Hiroluke, and Dr. Kyoha. And the hideout itself, I guess, is like a tree structure, and then you open the back and you can see the characters, a little fireplace, and some other fun little details to it. Looks like it's covered in snow, so it must be, snowy there. We've got the showdown with Captain Smoker at 547 pieces and $70. We've got Monkey D. Luffy, Sanji Dragon, and Captain Smoker. And Captain Smoker has some additional projection hands that show like smoke that looks like a new piece, and fist because that's his whole thing. He took a bite of one of the demon fruits to have his body be smoke, and it has a little scene behind it. This is actually, I think, from the first or second episode. Then we have Tom Tom Chopper at 577 pieces and $70, and this is a little creature, I guess, that has a purple hat and some antlers coming out of it. I don't know. It looks interesting. Then we have Dory and Brogy and the Giants of Little Garden, 733 pieces at $80. Zorro, Usopp, Mr. 3, Miss Golden Week, Mr. 13, Miss Friday. A lot of interesting names for it. And it's just a buildable large scale figures battle scene, it looks like. Battle of Drum Castle, 1,038 pieces is $110. The Monkey D. Luffy, Nami, Sanji, Tom Chopper, Vivi, and Wopel. And it looks like a nice castle. It almost looks like the Disney castle, just at a smaller scale for it. And it looks like there's some battle scenes going on. And even if you go on the inside, some different display pieces and from the show. And then their largest one is the Garp's Marine Battleship. It's 1,705 pieces, $108. We have Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Miss All Saturday, Kobe, Heplo, Washigi, and Vice Admiral Gorp. And it looks like the Ironside builds to it. And of course, they had to have a ship. And this one is definitely something that was needed for the series since it's very iconic in tracking down Monkey D. Luffy and his gang. And so for all the One Piece fans, you finally get your sets. May the 4th is fast approaching. And with that, we've got a live stream coming up. It's going to be on April 15th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's likely they'll reveal some of the gifts with purchase as well as the Ultimate Collector Series set, which has already leaked. It is the Mandalorian's Naboo Starfighter from, I think, what was that, season 3 of The Mandalorian, and technically season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett. And it looks pretty good. Don't know what it'll cost. Probably $240 is my guess, but hopefully we'll see some other things and the designers will come out and talk about it. So set your alarms for that time, and that'll be next week, so you can see what Lego's coming out with for May the 4th. Now, the Gringotts Bank has just retired for the direct-to-consumer set for Harry Potter, which means we've got another one on the way, and the rumor is we're going to get this in September, the Ministry of Magic, at almost 4,000 pieces. Now, I don't know exactly what they'll be doing scene-wise. I mean, you could think of the movies. You're going to have the main entryway, a lot of fun green and purpling tiles to it, maybe the battle between Voldemort and Dumbledore, and even the, the chambers where there's like the prophecies. So who knows what we'll actually get from it. But there's definitely going to be a flue powder network because that's how you get into it. The lifts, so maybe like the elevators, they can go up, down, and sideways. Professor Umbridge's office, of course, and then some other references that you might just not know. So look forward to seeing that, probably coming out at least revealed in August and ready for September release. This past week, if you've had questions about the new Smart Play bricks and with all the new Star Wars sets, you can actually call in at 1-877-800-ASK-MARK between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. this past week to, talk to Mark Hamill, which is crazy. You can give him a call and he sits down and talks about what it does and the different sets and like even his own stories from the set. So they really have been pushing this hard. I mean, having Mark Hamill do this is super cool. I wish I would have known about it because I would have called in. So because why not? But I'm glad all these little kids got to join in. If you go over to Lego's Instagram page, they have snippets from his calls. And he's just a really fun, cool guy, I feel, and very genuine about his love for being a fan of Star Wars and like Harrison Ford hates it, but Mark Hamill has leaned into it and loves the stories and the joy he brings. The Lego store in Leeds is ready to reopen, and it's just they've expanded it pretty aggressively, and they're coming out, of course, with their gifts with purchase. And the first one actually is the store ribbon cutting, which is a new one that I haven't seen before. And they've got a large Lego logo brick on top of this smaller kind of outline of a window. There's some pieces kind of floating around in the background, but then it has a minifigure with giant scissors cutting a ribbon, and there's even a 2x6 tile that shows like welcome and happy to be here for this. Then they've got the standard Lego store set that has the removable side to it, so you can see inside all the different Lego sets and builds that you could do with it. The Creative 3-in-1 bird has, well, it's like a toucan, a fish, or a penguin that you can do. And this store will open at 9 a.m. on April 23rd. So if you're in the area and want to get some fun free sets, and of course some that you have to buy to get, but they're exclusive and they're pretty cool. Always a good excuse to go to a Lego store. With the launch of the Artemis 2 rocket, there was a surge in purchasing of the Star Wars Legos over at Lego.com that pushed some of the sets on back order. Specifically, the two that are the Artemis rocket. We've got the Technic one and the large scale one that have been pushed it back all the way till May for some of them. I mean, they're cool sets. I have like a bunch of shuttles. I don't have the Artemis, but I've considered it. I've heard it's kind of a repetitive building for it, but it does have some history as we're going back to the moon and we're going to be doing it on this. So who knows? Maybe I'll consider it here in the future. It's time to pre-order the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. You can go over to lego.com and you can pre-order it. It's for a cost of $70. It's not the cheapest, but none of these games are anymore. You can do that over the UK, Europe, and the US, and it will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and S. So you can pre-order, and I think they even have the expansions that are coming. This will be officially released on May 22nd. So some people probably have already tried the beta versions, and now people will be able to purchase it and play it in just a couple months. The new busts of the Darth Vader and Yoda figures are going to be part of a new series, the display series, and it's called the Lego Star Wars Bust Collection. Surprise, surprise. And I wish that they would go back to scenes. The scenes were so cool, and the ships are still really popular. And the helmets are still really popular. So hopefully this is just a new section to add on to those. I think scenes are unfortunately gone, which is very, very sad, but fingers crossed we might get something. But Darth Vader's great, Yoda's scary, and hopefully we get some other fun ones to add to this. There's a new minifigure that might be one of the rarest in history. Now, this is a story from Brick Fanatics talking about a Disney employee getting their own minifigure. This is the Chief Marketing and Branding Officer of the Walt Disney Company, Azad Ayiz, and he has his own custom minifigure where it's in a small Star Wars packaging, talking about the Star Wars Project exclusive, and it shows a custom printed face as well as it looks like a shirt with a cardigan over and a lightsaber. Now, I don't know what this would go for because it's a one of one and with a new copied version of it. The last major minifigure was Peter Jackson, which recently sold for $40,000. And this looks to be, I think Peter Jackson had two. So this is a new one of one, which is pretty incredible to get to work with Lego and have something like this. And who wouldn't want a custom Lego minifigure? Phineas and Ferb are making their entrance in the Lego world. Not as you'd expect because, unfortunately, they're not going to be physical Lego sets. We're going to be getting Dr. Doofenshmirtz and, of course, Buff Perry over on Fortnite as characters. So I don't understand why they create these minifigures for these games and then never actually make them. But I digress. We almost got one, I guess, with a game set where you could build Phineas and Ferb and do like a little obstacle course to go through it. But alas, it doesn't look like we'll be getting it anytime soon. If you want to play them as characters, you'll have to go over to Fortnite. LEGO Insiders has updated their terms and conditions, specifically calling out for Bricklink sellers. They're talking about the ineligibility for accounts and rewards points. And I'll read it out verbatim here. A LEGO account is required for using bricklink.com. If you're a corporation, an association, or other legal entity registering for LEGO Insiders to create a LEGO account for activities like becoming a Bricklink seller, please note that you won't be eligible for the LEGO Insider program. Attempts to use the account to access rewards or benefits or to earn or redeem points under the LEGO Insiders program will be considered a breach of these terms and conditions. So, one, how are they going to know? Is it because you're filing as a corporation and you put your name? Well, you can put any name in there. And two, they want to use rewards. They're buying sets, maybe not directly from LEGO, but like well, they have to. Somebody has to. Um, so it's an interesting knock towards Bricklink resellers. I'm not sure if they're going to use the points and then try to sell the sets, but hey, it's the third-party market. Like, people are going to do what people are going to do. And per my legal counsel, I can say I do not condone this, so please do not do it. The LEGO Group has just received another award for the global rep track of the top 100 companies. LEGO got number 1, and this is the 4th consecutive year the LEGO Group has received this award. The Chief Executive Officer, Niels Christensen, has stated, "This recognition goes out for our 34,000 colleagues around the world and makes me incredibly proud. It's a true result of everyone working on as one LEGO team, pulling in the same direction for every day." And I don't know what you get for this other than the reputation. It just really pushes your brand even further, showing that the goal to continue to create but engage and make your employees happy as well as people happy shows that you are a very reputable company. There's going to be a make and take event on April 12th. If you go to your local LEGO store, well, you should probably ask first. Not everyone has them, but they're doing an F1 Academy race car. It's pretty small. I don't see it being more than like 30 pieces, maybe 20. You get a little flag in the a very micro scale version of the Academy race car for F1. But if you go on April 12th, from 12 to 2, you can go enjoy and have a fun build. Theft of LEGO around the world has just been increasing dramatically because, it's become a very big marketplace. And especially with adults paying more prices, that means that people are going to try to influence and get in so that they can make a buck. And there actually were 3 people arrested in Los Angeles that had stolen over $1 million worth of LEGO. They found a Amazon Prime truck that was full of LEGO and just sitting out in the desert. And when they investigated this, they had tracked it down. And a 37-year-old, 25-year-old, and 35-year-old were all arrested for taking possession of this and thinking like it was over $1 million then. How much were they going to try to sell it for? But, stealing, you never win. So don't try it. And that's all the breaking news we have this week. Thank you all for tuning into this week's podcast. I really appreciate you all here after 6 years. If you've been here the whole time, I applaud you for listening to my voice so much. And hopefully you continue to learn and enjoy the show. Make sure to subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe so that they can get as much enjoyment as we do. And just check back in. I keep doing more and more things. I'm doing builds and trying to record so that I can show them off. I have my Pokemon build that I'm finishing up, the first one of 3, so just look out for those because I'll be posting them in the links so you can leave comments. The more comments I have, the more likely LEGO will be like, oh, people like that. Maybe we should make it. And so now let's move into our set reviews. Our first one is the LEGO set. It's a Brickheads of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures, and it's a 10 plus set at 567 pieces, and it'll cost you $40. And it does have 7 ratings at 5 stars. At $40 for 4 figures, that's $10 per figure, which is pretty good now that they've increased the price for individual ones that they're $12 or $13 now, which is a crazy upsell for something like that. These are all pretty standard. They only have 4 key pieces that are printed that are different. They've got the L, R, M, and D, of course, for all the different characters' names. Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatella. And they all have their distinct colorings as well. So we've got a dark or green, lighter green. I think it's like a turquoisey green, and then like a lime green. They all have their mask bandanas, and of course their weapons of choice, which that's pretty fun to have their specific ones for each. And if you're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, LEGO's done them before. This is the first time we've seen them in Brickheads. I don't know, we've had a couple movies over the years, but this is a big nostalgia pull for all those millennials that loved watching this as a kid. And there's a link in the description if you're interested in purchasing this, and it'll help support the podcast. Now on to our rubricable set. This one is pretty close to home here for us because it's a corgi. This is the corgi dog. It's a set 21376 orange cat alternative build, and it's 1,674 pieces, and you don't have to add new pieces to it. And it's by Aaron Mildis 96, ARANOBILIS 98. 90, did I say 96? It's 98. And it is PDF instructions of $10 for it. And the corgi is super cute. It has the classic like oranging color to it, with a white stripe down the head and the white muzzle with white paws and a white chest, but then everything else is that like darker tan orange color to it. It has a brick separator that it's chewing in its mouth, which is cute because those come with the sets. Even you got the big butt. You got a perfectly shaped big butt for the corgi. The underside is pretty hollow. And then you can even put this little fun stash section where you lift up the upper butt and you put in this brown pieces, which is the corgi poop. Of course, you got to have those extra pieces go somewhere. So why not put them in a little storage compartment near the butt? And using the orange cat as the alternate build. Alternate builds are always cool, and he has quite a few other ones that you should go check out. So for $10, you can make a corgi now that Lego should have made too, because it's such a popular dog. All right, everyone, that's all I have. Thank you again for listening to this week's podcast. I'll catch you next week on Friday, and I'll leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.